I would like to introduce to you right now a woman that has some very interesting views to share. I said the Liberals wouldn't come. Well, we've got them here virtually. I'd like to introduce to you your Premier, Christy Clark.
Here in Fairville on Friday, it was the 8th fare hike over the past 5 years, and this time BC Ferry says it needs to do it to find the money for rising fuel costs. And since the provincial government refuses to chip in, they're dumping almost all of those new costs on users. The impact of the new fare increases, well, according to BC Ferry's latest annual report, these unprecedented fares, as they say, could result in a decline in ferry traffic, and that's a quote. No kidding. And I'm betting that fares have finally gotten so high that for every dollar they raise, it will actually garner less in revenue. Higher fares mean fewer passengers, so the accountants will have to subtract paying customers from every new dollar they add to ticket prices. And at this rate, how long will it be before they abandon the routes where they don't make any money? How long before the provincial government abandons their responsibility to provide a public service to many of the people who depend on the ferries to travel and ship their goods? Our transportation minister seems to have an insatiable appetite for funding highways if they require blacktop, and he seems perfectly at peace with providing free ferries on inland lakes in BC, but he doesn't seem to have the same affection for our maritime highway on the coast.
Well, Christy, we couldn't have said it better. Thank you very much. Now, just to be clear, that was an interview on CKNW radio between Christy Clark when she was the host of what's now the Bill Good Show. She did an interview with myself and Tony Law from Hornby Island, I believe. What she said is absolutely prophetic. This was in 2008. This was 5 years into the plan, the Coastal Ferry Act. So 5 years into a failed experiment called the Coastal Ferry Act, and she already knew at that time that it didn't work. So if she knew the consequences of that act on the ferry system then, why does she pretend to not get it now, after 6 more years of failed experiments? She mentions, as fares go up, ridership will go down. Well, duh. Let's bring Bart Simpson back up here again. Fares will reach the tipping point. Well, BC Ferries told us that in 2003. So, you know, the province uses a double standard with paved highways versus marine highways. She said that, basically. That was the gist of it. You won't save money by raising fares because you're going to have to subtract all the money you lose with lost revenues. And she mentions getting rid of some routes. Well, does Route 40 come to mind? Bella Coola? How about Duke Point? So already in 2008, the Liberals were anticipating screwing us at that time. And now it's taken them 6 years to get around to actually doing it. They say the wheels of government move slowly. Well, I'd say that the Premier has made our case for us. And she did it 6 years ago. So here we are today to make that case again after we've seen how her plans are destroying our communities and our provincial economy. Don't forget, this isn't just about Quadra Island, Gabriola, Salt Spring, any of the single islands. This is about our whole province. We give 38% to the province. That's 38% that if we don't contribute it, guess who's going to get it? The folks on the other side of those mountains over there.
Too many CEOs.
Government did nothing in the way of an economic impact assessment. That's been said. They didn't do that prior to making the decisions. But listen to this. They also, after 3 years of asking them for that study and them not coming up with it, Well, local governments, like myself, went to the Union of BC Municipalities and said, we have to do it. Here's another downloaded cost from the provincial government to local government. So we went out and hired 2 consultants, really high-paid, classy consultants, to go out and find out what is going on with the economic impact. Well, listen to what they said. I'll give you just a couple lines of their preliminary work, which ended just last week. The preliminary work undertaken by the special committee, that's the group of us, shows that the data isn't available to fully understand the economic impact of BC Ferries reductions and fare increases. There appears to be no public information available from the government. We would have hoped and expected that the government would have done a business case study before making these announcements. These are business people, folks. They're telling the government that they don't know anything about business, and they don't. Our provincial economy, the economy that we all enjoy something from, Medicare, etc. Our provincial economy cannot stand the risk of losing that 38% contribution that our coastal communities put into the provincial coffers every year. That's 38%. It's over 1/3 of the money that this province takes in. Our province cannot stand to lose the property taxation, the sales tax, nor the income taxes from our dying communities, especially after they cancel all our jobs. So that is money that pays for everything. It pays for health care, for education, and it pays for highways. We're all paying for all these highways, but we're not getting paid for ferries. Our provincial economy cannot lose the billions, and that's with a B, billions of tourism dollars that you are that you're risking with this short-sighted plan, Christy. We diversified our economies. Each of our islands and the Sunshine Coast and other places diversified our economies during the downturn a few years ago to take advantage of things like aquaculture that distribute huge dollars to the provincial economy. Well, to the Liberals, wake up. Give your heads a shake. You've got it all wrong. Christy, are you listening? Stop kidding yourself that our marine highway system just needs a subsidy. That is so insulting. We don't deserve a subsidy. We need you to admit that we are the marine highway and that we deserve our fair share of what you call infrastructure funding. That's what we need. Screw your subsidies. This is the only sustainable solution, and I know that you know it in your heart, Christy. We are the engine that keeps the province running. We pay your salaries, folks. And I don't think you're a puppet. If you are, I feel sorry for you. But I think you are our premier. So act like it. Listen to these people. For God's sake, listen to these people. Can we say that to that wall, please? Listen to the people. Listen to the people. Thank you.